around for the most part. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney both saying they ain't got paid for their fight versus Golden Boy yet. Now, Devin Haney took to social media a couple weeks ago saying that, you know, I've been calling Oscar De La Hoya and them, and they ain't gave me my guap. Now, he subtweeted Ryan Garcia saying that he hadn't been paid. That bitch don't deserve to get paid. It's cheating ass. But I guess, you know, it's one, you know, we can put our differences aside to get our to get our money. But my opinion, he don't deserve to get paid. You know, this dude supposed to be a full devoted Christian talking about, oh, God, the reason I popped hot. I'm like, what? Jesus, whoever he said. I'm like, bruh, just own it. I've been like, bruh, just own it. But it's hard to be. I mean, I ain't never seen too many people who popped hot and owned it. But I know how it go, though. When they tell you to pop hot, they just say, well, say you took this, or say, he ain't even playing the shit out. He just thought he was going to cycle off of it the right way. And when they probably came, you had to know they probably going to test you the day before and the day of the fight. So, but nonetheless, you know, shit happens. And, you know, people just going to still look at it as he won because they just feel a certain way about a particular fighter. And it is what it is. But then when it comes to one of their favorite fighters popping hot, you know what the narrative going to be. It's going to be, they're going to be trying to say what we say. But one thing you figure out about this boxing shit, dog, everybody, these niggas doing it for, they pandering for relationships, but most importantly, they pandering for a check. Like Garfield, the coke sniffing motherfucker, told somebody that he just be lying for the bag. And I ain't shit, fuck it. Do what you gotta do. I say it all the time. There's room for everybody on YouTube. Liars, panderers, whatever. We had some grape soda, some registered SA offenders or S offenders, if you catch what I'm saying. You know, you got people that talk about going to prison and this, that, and the third. So do what you do. It don't bother me. No. It don't really bother me. The only time it actually bothers your boy is when people start spreading the lies, and then people come to question me about is it true or not, and I check and waste people's time, and it don't even be true. That's the only time it really bothers me. But yeah, you know, these niggas be lying and shit, but I ain't really tripping. You know, just don't let it affect me. But the people who lie the most and tell people what they want to hear, they do well on YouTube. But then YouTube will sit here, and when you tell the truth, then, you know, people, they've been accused of holding people's channels back. So, the game is the game, right? Can I go straight? I don't fucking know. But the game is the game. But trying to figure out. But yeah, they ain't get paid. I mean, Canelo Alvarez said that Oscar don't be paying fighters. That's what he said. That's why, you know, they was going hard on each other. He was saying that Oscar don't be paying fighters and shit. So it don't surprise me none. You know, you gotta yell and fight for your money, and you know, I don't know if that's an indictment on his own as well too. We come over there and we don't get our money. You know, do that make them look bad as well too? So, you know, that's a $1 million question, to be real. Well, I can't go straight. Man. That's $1 million question. But, you know, De La Hoya got nothing to say, maybe. I don't know. But I know, you know, I mess with Golden Boy and I ain't getting no bread. You know, I gotta wait on my money and we ain't got paid yet. Like, what happened? Did we not make the money? You know, y'all owe somebody some money? Should the zone have to step in at this point and make sure I get my freaking money? You know? But, you know, this gonna start to challenge people, you know, wanting to work with De La Hoya and them. How long usually? I mean, you don't get no money. They ain't get no money after the fight. If Eddie Hearn was the lead promoter, they would have got paid. You're hearing this too often that these people not getting their money when they fighting, bro. Deontay Wilder, before he left PBC, was complaining about that. Talking about fighters not getting paid and all that type stuff. It's a dirty business. Y'all think we all be hearing they be getting back end money and they be getting all this money and shit. They probably really don't. They probably really don't. When you talking about taxes and paying 2 or 3 managers and paying your coach and all that shit, y'all think that money they getting is some real money, but it ain't. If you fight once, twice a year, man, they ain't really making no real money like that, bro. Especially how a lot of people spending it. You know, and we seen in the entertainment world, they all fighting and they all tricking and fighting over the same women. You know, but you know, Hoya need to come out and say something. And then you not answering people calls and usually you tweeting and shit, like I should be able to call you, be like, yo, what's going on with the bread? You should be able to give me a fucking answer. And if I can't get an answer, then I'm calling to the zone. Where my bread at? This is what we agreed to. You know, but you know, ain't too much, you know, more to say, but got to make sure your business together. They wanted to be the lead promoter on this. And really, who got fucked over the most was Devin Haney. The motherfucker pulled out the fight. You know, let Floyd finesse him. Told that Floyd come in overweight. You know, who knows? Floyd probably picked the tab up for Ryan Garcia paying the $600,000 overweight. After him being over, because it wasn't $1 million, it was $600,000. You know, did he at least get the $600,000? You know, so he really paid the cost. Lost, got cheated. Like damn, I never let Golden Boy promote one of my fights again as the lead promoter. Once you add it all up, I'm good. You know, and on top of it, I went through so much trauma. And then they played them on the media credentials and shit. And I ain't getting in the middle of that. Because there are some issues going on between people with the media credentials. And a lot of people think they got played about the credentials, but they didn't. It's just that Golden Boy, you know, didn't bless Bill with the credentials until, you know, the last minute. But PBC do that shit too. Mark Nash was saying that PBC don't give your credentials to the last minute. So if you come out to the fight, right, and you like, well, you know, you gonna buy a ticket. You buy a ticket and shit, and then they grant you credentials. I mean, what you do, a giveaway on your channel? You sell your ticket. What if you can't sell your ticket? You just give it away. You just at a loss. So you really gotta hope. Like when you go to these fights and shit, you really hoping to make your money. You really hoping to really make your money back and make a profit. You know, bare minimum, you just trying to break even. When you go cover these fights, you try to break even, at least pay for your trip. You know what I'm saying? But if you a corporation, you a real company and shit, really, you trying to double your money. But that's why a lot of these dudes, you know, a lot of these companies, they send correspondents that live in the area. So when they send the correspondents, they save money. Because a lot of the correspondents, they don't pay them niggas for that shit. They might, man, you lucky if you got somebody who gonna pay for you a room or give you some bread to get some food or some shit like that. You know, but if you do travel, help you pay for Airbnb or give you some money for transportation, they just be doing it on the love. And Sean Tizell, I don't know the fight hype situation. I'm not calling nobody out specifically. I'm just telling you what I heard. But Sean Tizell, you know, he did enough where he formed enough connections, and now he's starting his own shit, which he should, and probably should have already started his own stuff. So he good, you know what I'm saying? But that's really the power of being a correspondent for another company. You know what I'm saying? At first it's cool to get in the fights and all that, but when you start dealing with the politics, going to cover the fights and dealing with the hoe ass niggas that be in the media room, and then dealing with some of the fighters that be acting like hoe ass niggas and shit, like really it ain't really worth it unless you really gonna make some real money and trying to, you know, form the relationships to launch your own career. And then the first thing you learn about that media room, the people that you meet in that media room, you don't trust them. That's the first rule. Don't trust none of them niggas, man. They do some of the hoest and most shiesty stuff, but we all know how that shit is in the real world. You know, a lot of them niggas in the media room, bro, they gotta earn your trust. Sometimes you will help a nigga out and then they'll ghost your ass, or they'll be like, oh, fuck you, or shit. You know, not say it verbally, but with their actions. So that's kind of what I be saying about the shits, you know. So that's the number one rule, you know. Don't trust the motherfuckers in that media room. They all be on some whole shit. They be telling niggas not to credential you and start hating on you. It's a real player hate niggas in that media room, bro. We're around this YouTube and media shit. They go snitch on you, tell on you. Some people act like they help you out, they're your boy, and then play you. And it may be some guys in there that genuinely want to see you win. You know? But to be honest, it's really about forming a connection with the fighters, and more importantly, forming a connection with the promoters and the companies and the guys that you meet, and then, you know, branching off from there. So when you do your own thing, or you got your own situation or business, whatever you want to call it, so now when you go out to these fights, okay, I spent $1,000 to go out to Vegas. All right, the idea is for me to turn that $1,000 into, you know, that spent, and at least make $3,000 or $2,000. That way, okay, I made my money back and I pro'd up while I'm out here. The idea after that is to turn that that 2 into 3, and that 3 into 4, and every time you get better and better and better, and on top of that, it's like a tool that can keep growing from that event. The people that you meet at that event, now you know them, they give you information, they come on your show, so now really that 2 or 3 that you made, that can turn into an infinity amount of money that you can make moving on because you made those relationships. So now you can call him like, what's going on, bro? Want to come on the show? And, you know, I heard you broke some news. You know? So it's really about forming a relationship. And that's what fraternities and sororities and going to college is about. It's about networking and finding the right people. College is a hustle. Yeah, you get the education. But if you make the right connections in college, bro, look at Social Network. I was bringing this movie up about the Facebook movie. Great movie. You know, the right people, that can change your life. You know, and it's more obtainable than hitting a lottery or hitting some lucky shit. So, yeah, it was a lot of shit going on with that promotion, man. And I know Bill and them was saying that they ain't like, you know, they a lead promoter now on. They got played. But Oscar from East LA, you think he gonna help a brother out? Hell no. He did Canelo dirty. Canelo had the team on the promotional company on his back, and he fucked over Canelo Alvarez. So what you think he do to you and you, your black ass, and Ryan Garcia, Mexican American ass? Snakes gonna be snakes. He probably lost that money. He probably owed some shit or whatever. You never know what people be into. Niggas had gambling debts. Niggas be out getting extorted. And then simply, you know, the money may not, you know, be divided up, you know, right away or whatever. So you just never know. The money could be on the way. But you got to communicate that shit. Because one thing about business is you don't want to get a bad name in business for not paying niggas. So you communicate. But a lot of dudes don't know how to communicate like that. That's why a lot of times you need a female on the team, because they better at, like, verbally communicating. That's why when you got an issue on your bill or whatever, you hand the phone to your girl. Next thing you know, your bill $50 cheaper. You get your upgraded equipment, and you good. Niggas don't really be having that mouth. That's why I understand why more women wasn't pimps. I guess because of the emotional attachment standpoint of view, because you can't really get emotional that attachment with your girls or whoever you pimping. So yeah, that's rule. That's against the rules. I guess that's what it is, right? But yeah, you don't want to get no bad name in the game. And that's what I'm kind of like really saying about. That's what I'm really saying about a lot of these YouTubers. You know, it's just like being an OnlyFans model and shit. What's so funny is, I'm gonna tell you this story real quick. So, me and my homie, we work at the same gym. We used to go to high school together and shit. So we talking whatever in the sauna. We chopping it up real quick. He married and shit, so he like, yeah, there's still some good women out here, and you know, I was surprised. I'm like, I agree with it. You know, I'm like, man, to me, ain't no good women, but I just say that because that's just the bar I set. So the expectations, you know, that I set, it really, you know, like, I can't lose if I come in with low expectations. You know, until you prove something else, then that's different, right? But nonetheless, we talking whatever. Then he like, he said, you know, I was like, yeah, this is one chick. She be with her boyfriend or whatever. And he kind of strong, and I'm like she be trying to get at me, whatever. And she be staring and shit. I said one time I'm running to her at the Walmart, and he wasn't around. She looked at me like she wanted to like holler. He came back quick and said, he's strong ass white boy too. I'm like, nah, I'm good. She's strong as hell too. I give it to her. I'm like, I ain't tussling with dog. That might be a maybe. Ain't no telling what that nigga on. I said that shit might be a maybe. But he started laughing and shit. And he like, I know who you talking about. You talking about? I'm like, no, I ain't talking about old buddy. But I knew who he was talking about. He was like, you know, his girl got an OnlyFans. I said, the blonde? He like, yeah, the blonde. She got an OnlyFans and shit. I'm like, damn, for real? And we got to talking about how, you know, you like when you vetting women now, you got to ask them they got OnlyFans, and then that automatically puts you in the category of, you know, maybe friends with benefits hitting them. But yeah, once you expose yourself like that, you know, that is what it is. But I think it's the same thing on YouTube. Once you sell your integrity and you sell a lie, man, that's who you known as. You know, that's who you known as, especially if you're showing your identity in your face. So that's why, you know, I try to be as accurate as possible. I try to cover my bases and all that. So that's just my opinion on it, man. But hey, man, check out the Boxing News playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Check out the Patreon. Like, I thought I was probably about to take a nap. But I'm about to I'm probably about to do some work, cut some videos before the Xander Zayas fight tonight. So, peace.